This conference will now be recorded.
Hey, hi everyone. Good morning all. So, good morning and good evening all.
Hey,
Good evening.
good morning. Good evening.
Sharing. Okay, so before I proceed my introduction, right? So let's have a little bit of introduction about uh, the folks joined. Just your name. Like, are you working? Are you fresher? Okay. Are you still studying in the last semester? Anything is fine, right? Just two lines about yourself. Then I'll go and introduce myself, and then we'll proceed from here. Anyone would like to introduce?
Hey, my name is Kumar. I was into industry for a couple of years. I have a testing experience. Now I want to move to the cloud area.
Okay, great. Yeah,
Thank
thank
you.
you. Anyone else would like to go? Okay, fine. I believe like people will not be comfortable. That's fine. Let me introduce myself. My name is Sagar. Okay, I'm the trainer for this complete Devops with Azure. Okay, so I'll be training end to end this complete uh, training year. So I have total 12 years of experience in this industry. I started my career around 2011, okay, as an intern to Wipro. Then I moved to a company called TCS. Then I moved to a company called Mastercard. So currently I'm working for a company called Mastercard. So I'm a team lead there. I lead 10 people under me. So in my free time, like I just train folks. Like we have regular batches, we have consultancy batches, then we have batches from corporate people. We also train offline corporate people. We go to the companies, we visit there, and we train people over there. So that's an overview about myself. Moving on for today's agenda. So so this would be agenda for today, okay. uh, I'll keep it short, okay. So DevOps overview, cloud computing, Azure cloud engineering, and the most important part is the industries, right? So where exactly you'll see your DevOps is used, okay, where exactly you'll make a footprint of your career in DevOps, and then how do you have a roadmap, okay, how do you start your journey to the DevOps, we'll speak in the last point. But before going to this agenda, let's move on to a little bit of your prerequisites so that things will be clarified. Very first, guys, this is one of the digital technology. This is one of the digital technology where, sorry, here you require time and patience. Very first thing, because you're entering into world of IT, okay, where the demand is very high for this course, okay. So there's a lot of opportunity here, okay, a lot of different in different variations you can work here, okay, and the salary is also very high. So have time, okay, spend some time, have some patience to you grow your career, right? So because the salaries are very high, opportunities are there in outside countries, okay, as well as India, and as well as in the government agencies. A lot of government agencies are now dependent on your cloud and your DevOps. Second thing is basics of Linux administration. So here we require Linux administration, but don't no need to worry about it. We'll be covering here till the advanced level, because your Linux is your operating system, which is the Linux administration, is the base pillar for DevOps in Azure. So you require this Linux administration as part of your troubleshooting, as part of your installation, configuration. Okay, any activity you do, any procedures you install it. So all that things requires your Linux, because that's the operating system knowledge that is mandatory today and that is required. Fine. So we'll be teaching it from the scratch till the advanced level. We'll be spending around a good amount of time, around like 1.5 to 2 weeks of time we'll be spending on this. Then anyone who is passionate to kickstart the career can start. There is no hard prerequisite, okay. You're starting it from the scratch, you're learning it from the scratch. So there is, your previous experience doesn't matter here, so everything is from the scratch. And we don't require your programming knowledge, okay, it's not mandatory. If someone is interested, someone is already in the field of development field, they want to, add, or they want to add a secondary skills as a DevOps and move on, that is also fine. Fine. Then graduates, undergraduates, backend developers, web developers, non-IT people, anyone can attend this program. There's no hard prerequisite, okay. Moving on, DevOps with Azure, this is the course outline. So we'll be having in the form of modules. One is introduction to DevOps world. So here you'll be getting some overview picture of what is DevOps, why DevOps, okay, what is the life cycle of this, what is the models they use for building a product for a DevOps, what is left shift mechanism, what is right shift mechanism. Then a little bit of overview of your complete DevOps tools you'll be getting here. Okay, this helps in your interview purpose and understanding about DevOps world. And then we'll start your Linux administration. So Linux admin is the main important here, because that is a pillar for your DevOps and Azure. If your Linux skills are good, your DevOps in Azure is easy to learn. Okay, you can easily crack it, easily move on with it. And lastly, we'll speak about interview guidance. Okay, we'll be having few sessions for interview where I'll be speaking about your resume preparations. Some people have need a clarity like how can I shift from my previous experience to a new experience, right? So all that plays with their resume only, guys. Everything is a a play of your resume where you need to modify your resume, you need to work on the resume. Okay, so how well you can crack your interview. Okay, what kind of how you will answer some diplomatic answers, right? So all the things we'll be speaking over here in your interview guidance. Then moving on, we have 15 plus tools where we'll be working on this DevOps Azure tools along with the cloud engineering. And then we have 6 projects. Like behind every five, after 5 tools, once you complete your 5 tools, we'll be starting your we'll be starting your projects. Practicals is there daily. Daily 1 hour will be a class. In that half an hour, I'll be keeping a theory, half an hour practical. Daily we'll be doing practical plus theory. But apart from that, how your day-to-day work is going to be in the company. Okay, what activities you're going to do. Okay, how your daily automations or what level of automations you need to perform. Okay, what company is expecting. So that all that things will be defining these projects. Okay, we'll be speaking the projects. We'll be implementing these 6 projects so that you get a good amount of hands-ons along with the architecture knowledge. Okay, how do you implement the architect knowledge? Okay, for this any kind of a deployment release, any kind of a projects, any kind of a microservices you implement, right? How do you design it? So all the designing part will be doing it here so that you get a clarity on your work. Fine, so this is about the prerequisite. Okay, let's move on. Okay, to DevOps. And before going to this DevOps part, I hope you received the complete course, what do you call it, the syllabus part. Okay, if you have not received, you'll get it after the class. You can go through this everything, all are in details. Okay, we have kept in details about the topics, what things are going to cover. Just go through that and just have a look on that. And here we don't use PPTs. Okay, we don't encourage people to use PPTs. It's purely a whiteboard. Everything is taught in the form of whiteboard. Everything is in the form of notes. What are the diagrams you drew, whatever you draw it, right? Everything is a form of whiteboard. So everything we draw it in the form of whiteboard. So any architecture, if you see, that is first architecture is defined. We see the problem, what is the problem statement, and then we draw the architecture, and then we, based on this architecture, we decide the notes. We prepare your notes, and then we do the practical. That is how it is. So your daily activities, what you do, how do you troubleshoot, etc. Things, everything is defined in the form of your architecture only. Okay, everywhere we draw this diagrams. Okay, we make you understand the flows. Okay, how exactly it is going to work, what is the concept level of explanation will be giving the form diagram. And the same thing again will reflect in the notes. Again the same thing will go inside in notes where you'll be preparing your notes for it. Fine, so everything is in the form of whiteboard. There's no PPT concept, and we don't share any PPTs anywhere. Everything is in the drive where you can check the recent batches. Here it is. Okay, so all the recent batches which is going on now currently. So this is how the syllabus is tracked. Your notes are given, all the playbooks, what are the execution you do daily, theory plus practical both is covered along with the concept, so that you can also practice it in your free time. Okay, whenever you get time. Apart from this, like the scenario based questions and etc, a lot of things we have prepared it for this DevOps with Azure. Okay, that is there in the drive which is available, which we'll be discussing in the next coming class. So all that are like a lot of diagrams are there, a lot of flow diagrams are there, which we make use of here to understand this end-to-end flows. Understand this end-to-end flows. We have a lot of other diagrams available. So whatever the end-to-end flows you have, that all that things are decided as part of your projects and everything. How do you do the build? How do you do the deployments? Okay, what level of pipelines there? What is a hybrid pipeline? What is a VM based deployments? All these things are designed here, and then we do your practicals based on that. That is how it is defined. Hmm. Let's move on. Okay, I'll just keep like I'll take 5 to 10 minutes of time to spend on the introduction. Then I'll open up for your question and answer, and then we'll move to the next part of it. Right now, so very first, what is this DevOps? Okay, people ask what is DevOps, right? So why this DevOps and what is this DevOps? So very first, understand that DevOps didn't come as a technology. If anyone asks what is DevOps, DevOps is not a technology, it's not a tools. Initially DevOps came as a process. Okay, that was a process where they wanted to build a quality product. Okay, DevOps was a process, a practice, a culture where they wanted your developers and your operation. Developers are the people who write the coding, who build the applications. Okay, and operation people are who release the application in the live environment. Okay, who deploy the application in the live environment. So these two teams, operation and development team, engineers, they wanted them to work together to build a quality product. That is where this DevOps came into picture. Why they wanted them to work together is because remember that whenever you learn a technology, whenever you go for a new technology, it is not new. Okay, remember that there's a drawback which failed in the market previously. That drawbacks, which your technology had a drawback, that drawbacks are fulfilled now and brought a new technology. That is how it came. So same way here also, before DevOps we had something called build and release. There was a technology called build and release. Even today you will hear this in most of the JDs, most of the company JDs. You'll hear this one, something called build and release. Okay, build and release engineer. So this DevOps process came from a traditional manufacturing company. So from the traditional development operations, that is came from your a manufacturing company called Toyota Production System. Okay, so like your Innova, you have this Innova, like Innova or your Fortuner. These companies are there. Right? So this product, which was there, this Toyota company, that brought this DevOps process initially. Okay, it was like very lower old process, but the technology started booming around 2014, 13 to 14. It started booming in the market. So till now it was there. Previously it was build and release. That much people didn't recognize it, but slowly it took up the speed in around 2014, 15, and then around like 17, 18, things came out with the advanced tools which are there in the market. Okay, so now this traditional development and this traditional operation. So they were using a technology called build and release technology, where your traditional development, all the engineers, your developers or engineers who are building all the spare parts. Okay, they are preparing all the spare parts. Once the spare parts are created properly, they create a documentation and pass it to the operation person, and this operation person will start fixing the car. Once the car is ready, they do the minimal testing on this and they send it to the customer. Now after customer receives this product, okay, now the actual live issues will start from there. Because we don't know how the customer is going to use. Customer, for example, for instance, if you suppose the customer has started driving the car, after 100 kilometers car stopped. Now is it the company mistake or is the customer mistake? It's obviously a company mistake. Why? Because if you see today's cars, or you see today's product, you see today's phones, you see today's laptop, today's TV, you see any product today, there's a lot of quality. The level of testing is very high. If you see that today's cars, the level of testing they're doing is, okay, they're doing the crash test. They're taking your car to uh, thousands of miles for driving it, to checking the stability of the car, right, the safety of the car, the features which you have. Because customer is expecting a quality and an improvement. That is where, if you see, right, from the Nokia phones we came to multiple phones which has a good amount of features, right? And see your laptops, from your desktops you turn to laptops, your box shaped TVs you change it to your, okay, LED LCD TVs, right? So see the level of improvement. So that is where today your market is demanding, because market is demanding a quality product. If these two people have worked together, they would have built a quality product. That is where they brought a concept of dev, okay, and ops. That is where they brought something called DevOps, where they wanted these two people, two different teams, to work together to build a quality product and deliver it to the customer. That is where they wanted to bring all this practice into picture. That is how your DevOps came to picture. So as there was a failure in the previous product, they wanted this DevOps process to implement, so that they can build a quality product right from the design till it goes live in the market. That is where your DevOps came to the market. And to implement this process, they wanted a life cycle. They wanted a proper process. That process is this life cycle. In simple terms, you see any product today, you should have a proper planning. You should build it properly. What features you want, what design you want, okay, what level of improvement you should see, okay, what level of monitoring you should do for the product. Everything You have to do a proper life cycle planning should be there. So what these people did to implement this process, they brought a life cycle. To run this life cycle as part of the process, they brought your DevOps tool in the market. That is how the tools came. Initially, when DevOps started, there was no tools. Slowly, what they did, they brought that build and release tools. On top of that, they added few more tools. That is how the DevOps tools came in the market. So initially, DevOps was only a process. Slowly, that tools came in the market to implement this process. That is where you have the continuous planning, Jira ticketing tool, ServiceNow, build and code. You have your GitHub, your Maven, your JFrog, Nexus, your integration Jenkins, your testing Sonar Cube, your deployment. You have Docker, Kubernetes, and Terraform, and then you have a monitoring tools, right? Set of monitoring tools. So all this process they brought into picture. That is how your DevOps came in the picture. That is how your DevOps came in the market, and that is where today we are here to learn that technology in the market. So this is what your DevOps. It was a process. To implement that process, they brought a life cycle, and behind that life cycle, your technology is sitting where you're going to learn the tools, entire tools you're going to learn. Now, who is this DevOps engineer? He's an IT professional, guys. Previously, like you had a Linux admin, network admin, storage admin. Now all that folks are coming to your cloud and DevOps because all that things are managed by a single place via DevOps because everything is moved to cloud. Okay, so that is where it's an IT professional job because if you see this two keywords, Dev and Ops, why there's a word called Ops here? Okay, capital O. Why? Because equal importance is there. Basically, how much importance the developers have, more than that, your DevOps has. Why? If you take a simple example, right? See this. Go to any e-commerce website. Go to any e-commerce website. Go to your Amazon.com, Flipkart.com, any.com you go. Okay, you go with any e-commerce website. Only that website you go. So initial days, okay, initial days when Amazon is building, okay, it's taking some time to open. Initial days when Amazon was building this website, okay, there was a lot of demand for these developers. A lot of demand is there for these developers because they have to build a center. But once the website is built and it is stable, we don't see a lot of changes in the website daily. Hardly we see some changes. Only when there's a sale day, only when there's a big billion sale or clearance sale, that time we say. But daily we don't see a change. Hardly a minor changes are done in the website. But once this website is up, now it's a job of DevOps to manage this website. That is where your operation guys fits into it. Okay, that is where the demand is growing because until Amazon dies, until Amazon shut down the business, your operation guys are required to manage the website with the help of DevOps tools. That's why you see you open Amazon anytime. Okay, not only Amazon, you open YouTube, Amazon, Netflix, Amazon Prime, anything. It is 24 by 7 up. Why it is 24 by 7 up? Have you ever thought like why this website 24 by 7 up? Why it is not crashing? Because the DevOps tools are there to manage it. And your cloud is there to provide a good infrastructure behind these websites. That is where the demand. That means behind every website, today your DevOps and cloud is there. Behind every product, your DevOps and cloud is there. That is where the demand is growing. And this is not only extended to websites. See the industries which are demanding today for DevOps. That is where you get a jobs. Okay, forgot about the course. That is secondary. Learning the course is secondary. First thing is that see that how good is your journey. If you go and step your career in the DevOps, if you step in the career in the cloud, what is your career? Okay, how good your roadmap of the career is there, how long it will be there. Okay, so see that that is the first thing you have to see, not the course is just a subject. You'll learn it, you'll move on for that. There's no coding, it's all tools, it's all open source, everything is available in the internet. Okay, for you to something fails, something breaks, every solution is there in the internet to fix it. But main thing is that to understand that if I choose my career, what is the next my career next 5 to 10 years of plan. That is what you have to identify first. That is the first thing you have to identify. Okay, so here is the industries which are dependent on DevOps and Azure. If you see the software is just an industry. In that software there are multiple companies, n number of companies, I would say. Automobile, there are a lot of automobile companies, and every company requires a website. Today everything is digital. There's nothing like people first visit the websites, people first see the product in the website, then they visit physically to that place. And today, like, in the most of the countries, there's like home delivery of the automobile if you book it online. Insurance is online. You don't visit to any insurance companies directly, you can book online. You get everything is digital. Your papers come online, everything is online. Financial institutes, your bank, your Google Pay, Phone Pay, your home loan, your personal loan, everything is online. Okay, your credit card, your debit card, your banking, complete net banking is online today, right? Social media, what do you use for WhatsApp, Facebook, your Instagram, everything is which we are using it. So that is also dependent on your DevOps and Azure. That's why whenever you open your phone, your internet is connected, you have this apps ready for you. Health services are online today. Okay, your medicals, you get all the medical services online today. Okay, your medicines come online, your Apollo is there. Okay, lot of vendors are there who provide you online delivery. Okay, where you can book it, this one. Then you have your electricals, your education is online. That is how we connected today. Your e-commerce, Amazon, Flipkart, your Mintra, multiple sites are there, right? So these many industries are using a DevOps and Azure. Okay, and the cloud is required to manage this one. So now it's time for you to identify that what will be the journey and where will I get the jobs. You'll get jobs in multiple companies because every company is using a DevOps. It's not only if you, the population using that apps, every company is providing a DevOps because
Hello, can you guys hear me? I'm not able to hear anything.
Mhm. Can you check now? Like,
Yeah,
audible?
now I hear.
No, fine. Okay. Okay. So let's recap few things. Okay, let's come back. So let's start from this slide. So I was here at that DevOps engineer is a IT professional. Okay, why there's a demand for DevOps is because initial stages, if you see any website you see Amazon, Flipkart, anything, okay, you check any of the websites, okay, you see that there is lot of demand for developer. Initial stages there's a lot of demand for developer, where developer will make a lot of changes, he'll work on it. But gradually what happens, the graph moves downside when the product is completely built. But now once the product is stable, your operation guys work starts from there until your website is closed. But Amazon is not going to close the website. And daily there are a lot of websites which are coming in the market, a lot of new businesses coming in the market. The anyone who is starting a business, they have a website. Okay, anyone is starting a website, there's a website. And to manage the infrastructure, you require definitely a DevOps and a cloud engineer. That is where the demand is growing, and it is not in one industry, guys. This is available in multiple industries. You go to any industry, like your software is one industry. In this industry you have lot of companies. Automobile, see your automobile, no one goes and buys automobile directly. It's like they check your websites, they see all that details in the websites, then they go and visit it. Insurance today everything is online. Financial institute like your Google Pay, Phone Pay, your home loan, your personal loan, your credit card, everything is online. Your banking is online today, right? Net banking. Your social media, what you use like WhatsApp, your uh, Instagram, your Facebook, Twitter, everything is online, right? So today, see the demand for it. These are all the real-time websites which people are making use of it, and this is not used by us alone. It is used by the entire population. To manage these websites, to make it 24 by 7 available, you require DevOps. To manage the data behind it, to manage its availability, you require your Azure. So the cloud is required there, DevOps is required to manage. That's the reason the demand is growing. It's not in one industry. Apart from this, there are a lot of openings for government jobs. If there are freshers whose age is below 27 years, a lot of openings are there where people are expecting to people to have a DevOps knowledge. Okay, a lot of DevOps area is there where people are expecting to people to have your DevOps knowledge in various industries. So that is how the demand is growing. And forget about the technology, guys. Technology is secondary. First, understand that are you making the right footprint in your career? Okay, verify every place. Go and check in Google every place. What is the demand? Which companies are making use of my technology? If companies are not using your technology, there's no use of learning. And your career should be something like, if you're learning a course, minimum at least your plan should be for 10 to 15 years. It's not that 2 years you learn something, after 2 years you switch a new technology. That should not be the case, because it's an effort put by you. Minimum it should go at least 10 to 15 years, where you get a good amount of salary, you have a good amount of openings. So check everywhere, check the details, check your multiple companies where the openings are there. Lot of companies, lot of openings are there in LinkedIn, Naukri, your times.com, Insta here. Okay, a lot of new websites came where you get a lot of details in this. Okay, see cut short. Okay, so check all the details, verify yourself. Okay, forget about the course. Courses you'll learn it. Somehow you'll learn it the course, because there's no coding, there's no logical thing. Everything is open source. It's a vendor tool. Each and every detail you'll get in the official website of the vendor. You don't need to search here and there. You need to don't need to get anything from here. Everything is open source. Whatever you learn here, same is there in the company, because you're learning from a standard website. So that standard website will not change the data. Whatever you learn, it is same in your company. Same thing you're going to implement here. Okay, that is where your DevOps and cloud. And now this cloud. which you're going to learn here. Okay, so this cloud is demanding today because you sit in any part of the country, you can access your data. That is where it is associated with the population, and this is used by this all these industries websites are used by your real-time people. Not only websites, there are a lot of products which are built with the DevOps. Even the people sitting in the village are using your YouTube today. You can use your YouTube, Netflix, everything. How it is 24 by 7 up, how the data is so much of videos, how it is running. That's why the demand is high for DevOps and AWS, and the salaries and the jobs also very higher. Okay, there's demanding because people are expecting a skilled person here. That is where the demand is growing. That is where the demand is growing, and people are expecting people to have that skills. Okay, that level of salary is also there. Okay, so DevOps engineer should have a hard and soft skills to communicate and collaborate with developer testing operations. So you should have a little bit of communication. And second thing is just scripting. We'll be putting effort in learning scripting here. It is not a programming, it is an automation. Okay, how to do your manual work. Okay, how to automate that manual work. All that things we'll be learning in terms of Ansible, Jenkins, shell scripting, and your Terraform scripting. All this place will be putting effort in learning. And these are your roles and responsibilities. It's a full-time job, guys. There's no contract. Hardly some companies has a policy, but 90% there's a full-time jobs. They're responsible for production, ongoing maintenance of software application. That means we are responsible for the websites. Any website, any product we are responsible for. We are not worried about the coding. We are worried about making sure the website is 24 by 7 available. The product is 24 by 7 available with the help of your DevOps tools. Your DevOps tools are smart enough to manage it. You should manage your DevOps tools. And then anyone should have a strong skills of CI/CD, continuous integration, continuous deployment tools. That are these are tools. What you're going to learn here, these are the tools of that respective one. And then anyone should have a skills of your cloud, like Azure, AWS, GCP. If you learn Azure, next year try to learn AWS. Similar pattern: Azure, ACP, GCP, AWS, Azure. All these clouds are same, guys. Concept is same, logic is same, naming conventions are different because Azure is sold by Microsoft, AWS is sold by Amazon, and Google or GCP is sold by Google. There is everything is same, all the topics are same, only the naming conventions are different. Logic is same. If you learn Azure, similarly you learn AWS and GCP. And able to perform troubleshooting. Behind every tool we'll be learning 10 to 15 troubleshooting steps. Okay, how to troubleshoot that. Okay, what level of performance you will be seeing it here. All that things we'll be putting effort here. And then we'll be learning about the complete infrastructure in the cloud. Okay, your disk management, your CPU management, your machine creation, your load balancer, your virtual machine scale set. Okay, all these things we are going to put effort here. And then DevOps engineer should have a soft skills and quick learner. It should be a quick learner because market is growing, market is demanding. Okay, if you have a good skills, lot of salaries there. Okay, just in the last batch, one student, um, 2 years experience. Okay, 2 years experience, got 17 lakhs package. That is Indian based company. Just see the demand for it. Okay, see the demand, 17 lakhs. Even 5 to 6 years or 7 years experience people will not have in other technologies. So see the demand for it, where people are looking for it. Okay, so only thing is, if you have a right skills, there's a lot of demand for it. Okay, a lot of demand, a lot of on-sites are there in your service-based companies. A lot of on-sites are going up service companies for your cloud and your DevOps, because most of the US-based companies, though they are using cloud, they have their personal data centers. Their infrastructure is located in their own company premises. That is where the demand is there for the outside. Okay, that is where your demand is coming into it. Right. So I'll take a pause. I hope at least you understood 1% where DevOps is used. Every industry is making a footprint. That means highest salaries are paid here, guys. Highest salaries are not in your what do you call it, software industry. It is here, banking, financial, insurance. Highest salaries people are paying. Most highest salaries are here, which are paid. Right? Yeah. Let's take a pause. I'll give you 5 minutes of time, and then I'll move in from here. Any questions? Any queries? Any doubts? Any questions? Any queries? Any doubts? First, see the demand, understand the market. Okay, what is the demand, how much scope is there. if I move, what will be next 5 years of plan. Okay, what is the level 2 salary, what is the team lead salary, what is the manager salary. It should not that your career should not stop at one step. It is not like you're getting a regular fixed amount of salary. It should grow. If it has to grow, you need a good technology. Fine. Any questions, guys? Any queries? Any doubts? Anyone?
Hi, my name is Kumar.
Yeah.
I have a question regarding the technologies that we should be aware. You said we need to know Linux quite bit.
Yes.
Apart from
Yes.
Linux, do we need to know any programming languages such as Python?
No.
Nowadays,
No.
people say, okay.
No. Python is not required. See, why
Mm-hmm.
there's a myth here. What is happening is people are saying that you require DevOps with Python. But why do you want to do dev? Why do you want to do development with your DevOps? The Python is for developers. There are Python developers who will build the APIs and everything. So Python is separate, DevOps is separate. Okay. So there are some small scale companies like your startup companies who cannot hire employees. So there they why to hire one more employee? They say they ask you to learn and proceed with that. So that is secondary. So see the big companies don't see for the companies which are small scale companies asking for everything. They ask you have a core Java in my picture, have a database also in my picture, and then work it. So that is a mix of technology. So see for the good companies which are like a big companies are there which are actually providing you DevOps, pure DevOps engineering jobs or pure cloud engineering jobs.
Okay. So when it comes to cloud, you said this curriculum is mostly based on Azure, right?
Yes,
Okay.
it's purely Azure. Azure is there, DevOps tools are there. There are totally you're going to learn three things here: Linux administration, DevOps tools, and your Azure cloud.
Okay. Okay. So from a cloud perspective, if you know the fundamentals, that would be enough, right? Or is it a
I'll be
complete
teaching
cloud?
everything from the scratch. So
Okay.
I'll be teaching you from the scratch, complete infrastructure. I'll be teaching you because cloud is very big. Cloud is different thing. Cloud is for developers. Cloud is for data science people. Cloud is for data engineering people. Cloud is for DevOps. So whatever falls under DevOps, that will be using it here. Whatever falls for DevOps, will be using it here. Because when you say a DevOps engineer, definitely there's a cloud required. It's no people will not call. Previously, it was a case where they used to call like we want a cloud engineer. Now it is not the case. Anywhere you see, you'll find either like senior DevOps engineer, senior lead DevOps engineer, or they say DevOps engineer. Definitely, if you see the JD, there'll be a cloud in that. So cloud is mandatory for a DevOps engineer when you go for a profile. Why to choose Azure cloud than AWS? Does Azure has additional benefits? It's not about benefit. I told you both the clouds are similar. Azure is same, AWS is same. Everywhere the cloud features are same. But what is happening is AWS came in around 2006 somewhere it came. A lot of companies are where there's AWS. But now AWS cost is increasing. AWS billing comes in the form of dollars. But Microsoft, it is in India's main companies which comes in rupees and the cost of the service is very less. And Microsoft is much more secure. You know how Windows is secure. What level of security Windows provides. Okay, that is where today we use a lot of laptops of Windows, right? That is where the security is high. There are a lot of security features provided by Windows, as well as the cost is high. Main is the cost because your industries depend on the cost. Because when you see the cost of Netflix is spending almost 13 billion for just for creating machines for running that all the videos which you play Netflix, right? So you see the cost of the infrastructure. So that is where companies are making a move towards Azure. That is where the Azure is moving. That's why a lot of companies are asking for Azure engineers profile. Both have same features, both have same things. Only in terms of cost it is changing. That's why companies are moving on there. That is where the openings are coming for Azure. Any more questions? Any more queries? Anyone else? Any questions? No questions. Okay, fine, great. So, okay, now let's move on to the next part of this. Okay, so extending your career. So, main thing is, guys, here very first gain skills in DevOps and Azure engineering. Okay, why? Because it's not that like we have seen a lot of profiles when we do interviews and everything, right? So I've seen like people learn the advanced one or two tools and learn a little bit of basics and come on. But what happens is when you join one company, you survive some of that. But when you want to switch a new company, already experience is grown. Okay, experience is grown up. Okay, you're at the some level of experience, and you don't know the tools, complete DevOps tools. It becomes difficult. So we have seen like people coming from IIT, IM, they do some certifications on one or two tools, and they just apply for DevOps engineer. Some of companies will hire them, but when you sit in the company and when you do working on the task, when you don't know the basics, how to log into machine, how to troubleshoot a system, okay, how to check the logs and everything, right? It becomes very difficult. That time what happens, the actual burden starts, you feel starting difficult, like the course is, you feel like it is very difficult to learn, it is very difficult, it is a challenging part, you feel it. That is not the case. There's a proper roadmap to learn. Okay, whenever you learn something, first learn the Linux basics, first learn the operating system. For example, you have, if I say to install a software in Windows, you know it because you're using it from the childhood. It's a habit for you. You know that double click, follow the instructions, and then complete it. You know it. But do you know in Linux? Do you know how to check a file in Linux? How to open a file in Linux? Operating system is changed. Okay, maybe the underlying logic is same, but the operating system way of using is different, right? So that is where first learn the basics of your Linux operating system. That is very important because every platform, every application depend on Linux. Doesn't matter which product you use, which company you go, Linux is there. Even Microsoft, who has Windows, is using Linux. Microsoft, who has Windows, is using a Linux. So understand that demand for the Linux because it is much more secured. Okay, it's very secured, lot of features are there. Okay, and it is very fast compared to your Windows. It is very very fast compared to your Windows. Fine, that is where we are using your Linux. Second thing, go for either your Azure or start with your DevOps. Both are independent. Okay, both are not dependent. Okay, both are independent. You can start learning DevOps and then you can start learning Azure. Okay, and then start learning your monitoring. If you want to learn SRE, you can learn monitoring on top of it. Okay, that depends upon your level of experience if you want to include it. So basic is Linux. Anything. Even today, if you want to learn Java, also people will expect Linux knowledge. Even if you learn data science, you have to learn because infrastructure, how do you connect your infrastructure? Doesn't matter, you learn DevOps, you learn data engineering, every people will ask Linux. Why? Because end of the day you have to connect to the infrastructure. How do you connect to infrastructure? With the help of your operating system knowledge. That is where this is fundamental, this is very required, very mandatory. If this is learned properly, this both very easy to learn. You'll play around with it because everything what you have learned here will come across here. Okay, that is where put, have a proper roadmap, learn it module by module, complete one module, then move to other module. Okay, there are high chances of getting Linux admin job also. There are some requirement counts, only people will ask Linux admin and Azure. Move on. You have a flexibility to use it, then start improving your skills there and go to other company, you'll get for some more tools. So that is how you improve. Okay, then certifications, don't run behind certifications. Again, I'm saying why? Because I every time say don't do certifications just for getting a job. That is meaningless because in the interview you have to speak, you have to prove yourself, you have to put your confidence in front of them, you have to show your maturity, the way of your answering, the how well you're understanding the scenario. That is what matters here. It's not the certificate. Certificate is just a criteria to shortlist the interview, not to get the job. Okay, and certification I recommend do inside a company. Once you go, they will pay it. It has a 2 years of validity. After that, it is useless. With 2 years of validity, after that, it is useless because every time they keep changing some other things in the respective syllabus. So that is where certification you do it only in the company when they pay it. Only for if you want to grow a position, you say that no, I want to go to tech lead or a manager or a senior position, then you do it. And understand the current market, see the demand for it, see, analyze the huge demand, and know the salaries, guys. End of the day, the salary what you take home, not the company, not the course. So check the salary. Salary is important in today's world, okay, because inflation is growing. Okay, minimum, if a 5 years experience guy is there, his salary should be into 4 into 3, 5 into 3, 5 into 4. That is what you have to keep in the market. Okay, standard. There are also 5 into 5 and 5 into 6 is also there in the market. Okay, there are some companies which pay good amount of salaries. Okay, that is a secondary case, but check your salaries. Okay, have a proper roadmap, salaries you get to see, and then there are a lot of certifications for this, but do it what your company is demanding. If you see like company says no, we want some expert level of knowledge in Azure, go for Azure certification and then get a promotion over there. But no one will give you a job based on certification. It's just a short list, because end of the day you have to prove them that you're certified, because certification can be buyed also. Today a lot of places people will sell that, someone will write, put your name and okay, because you can't justify it, right? So that's the reason there is two things: associate level and one is expert level. Okay, one is Azure administration associate, which is the level 1. This is question and answer. You just choose the answer, you have to read all the FAQs. When you register, they'll give you dumps and everything. Okay, and then you have Azure DevOps engineer. This is a practical one. Here is where they'll give you a account of Azure. They'll ask you to do some scenarios. You have to do the scenarios, get output, and then you have to document and submit it in the same uh, window where you start the exam. That is how it is. But I recommend certification will not prove anything. Okay, because you're just starting it now. Okay, do it after 6 months of work or 1 year of work. Okay, that time you'll get some good amount of knowledge, good amount of scenario based knowledge and everything. That time you can go with the go with your certifications, right? No. Okay, and then coming to technical stuff, guys, okay, we'll be drawing some architecture here. Okay, we'll be drawing some architectures here. Okay, so this architectures, so I'll be giving you a complete end-to-end flow, how this flow works. Okay, how this flow looks and what is an detailed info of all this one. But what we'll be doing here is, um, this will be drawing. Okay, we'll be starting in the beginning. When you start your once you started DevOps tools, I'll be drawing this complete architecture where one tool I'll be connecting. Till end of this course I'll be completing this one. Okay, so all this end-to-end flow I'll be drawing here, and this flows is broken into your projects. That 6 project which I showed you, right? That 6 projects I'll be breaking into the 6 projects. I'll be breaking into 6 projects where you'll understand the flow, where you'll understand this end-to-end flow of this. Okay, so first we'll be implementing. First you have to learn the concept. So one tool, once I complete one tool, one diagram I'll be drawing. I'll be connecting this entire flow till the end of this course, and then we'll be breaking this into your modules. Okay, into your projects, where one project will be doing behind every 5 tools. First 5 tools there'll be a project, then behind every tool one project will come into picture, where I'll explain you how your day-to-day work looks. Okay, what exactly you do in the company. Okay, what flows company uses it. Okay, what level of activities you'll be getting it, how your pipeline looks. Okay, what level of configuration, how do you write a Docker file, how do you implement a new microservice. Okay, how do you automate the infrastructure, how do you automate your manual task. Okay, all that things one step will come into projects. Apart from your daily practical, we'll be doing this part, right? Okay. I'll take a pause here. Any questions? Any queries? Any questions? Happy to help you. Any
What is the
questions?
system requirements, boss?
That I'll be telling you benchmarking. So that will be doing it in the course. System requirement is not required. You just require a basic laptop. Just a
Okay.
basic laptop. Inside a
So,
laptop, you're not going to install anything. It's all based on browser. Everything you're
okay.
going to do in your Microsoft account. Everything you're going to do in your Microsoft account. We'll be creating this account in the first class, and we'll be doing all the practicals on this only. There's no requirement of your laptop. It's a basic laptop. Everything in this particular Azure account. Everything is browser based. Nothing to be installed inside your machine, inside your laptops. Everything is online
Okay.
because using cloud, right? Cloud can be accessed from any part of the place. So that is where we are making use of this cloud. We'll be learning entirely on the cloud, your DevOps as well as your Azure. Even the Linux also will be learning in the same machines of your Azure because we require the operating system, right? So that is where we'll be using this one. So this is just, we'll be creating an account. It's a free account initially. For 1 month it is free, and then it will charge you around like 100 200 rupees per month somewhere. Usage depends upon the usage you'll charge. So this is where you're going to use your Azure account. That will be in the first class. I'll tell you how to create it, how to create a machine, and etc. Things we'll be doing it here. Any questions? Any other doubts? This is how your Microsoft account looks. AzurePortal.com. Here is where you'll be creating all the services. Will be here. We'll be working on services here on this Azure portal. Any questions? Any queries? Any doubts? So this is a demo, right? So I'm keeping it short, not expanding it much. Okay. So slowly things will come out. At the end of this course, how many projects you're going to handle? 6 projects. As I told you, right? 6 projects we're going to handle it. I already mentioned in the beginning. 6 projects we're going to handle. There is not at the end of the course. It's between of the course. As soon as you complete few tools, projects will start. If you just sit in the end, it will take a longer time, right? So as soon as you complete 5 tools and little bit of Azure, please start applying the jobs. Don't wait to learn the entire course. Start giving that interviews in between also. Okay. By the end of this course, you should be prepared for your interview. Okay. You should be ready with your resumes. You should be ready. It's not that you learn 2.5 months of course, then you learn again 2.5 months, and then you wait for 2 months for applying and everything. Don't wait for it. It's like what are the timeline you're learning the course, same timeline, start applying it. Just make the resume, only change what will happen. Just prepare your resume, upload in Naukri and see the response, what response you're getting, what you need to improve. One interview you give, you'll understand how much you have to improve more. It's all up based on interview, guys. It's all based on interview. Based on the interview only, you'll get to understand that what I have to improve more. It's not that learning a course will help you. Learning a course will give you knowledge, but interview is the sum which will give you a good amount of knowledge. What exactly I have to improve, where I am currently, okay, how much effort I need to put more to crack the interview. Learning the course lifelong, you'll keep learning. Learning never ends. But it's that you have to come into action by after few tools, start your work. Start your, I'll be giving 1 or 2 sessions in between where you'll be for resumes and everything. How do you prepare? Okay, all that patterns and everything I'll be telling you where you'll be starting this one. Now, there's no overview. There is in detail of Kubernetes. In the Kubernetes, we'll be learning overview of Kubernetes. Then we'll be learning all the architecture of Kubernetes. Then we're learning each and every service. We'll be writing the YAML files. You have to write the YAML files. Kubernetes is not for just running the commands. It's about writing the YAML files. If you see this Kubernetes, you should able to write the YAML files. That is where you learn the Kubernetes. Running the commands you get in the Google only. Cheat sheet. Cheat sheet is not important. How do you write a YAML file? That is where we are looking for this. See here. How to write a definition YAML? Commands are fine. Commands are similar. How to write a definition YAML? Okay. All these YAML files you have to write it. See here. How to write this YAML files? All these YAML files you have to write it. That is where your things comes. Okay. There are many much more in this again. Okay. Much more is available. If you see this YAML file, how big it is, you have to able to write this YAML file. Okay. It is easy to write step by step. There's a learning one concept. It is not this one single go. It is a concept based. You'll be learning concepts and then integrating all the concept to write a final YAML file. That is how you learn it. So volume is one concept, secret is one concept, user environment variable is one concept, container is one concept. Likewise, you have like rolling studies is one concept, labels is one concept. All these concepts you learn it, then you combine that concept to implement your YAML file. That is how it is written. That is how you write it. Goal is not to just learn overview. The goal is here to implement the complete project, implement the complete architecture. Okay, how do you implement the architecture, how do you draw the architecture end-to-end flow, and then how do you make your notes on top of it, and how do you prepare it. That is how you have to learn it. It's not that what is there and you learn as it is. No, that will not help. Okay, we'll be learning in a different direction. First, I'll teach you manual way of working. What if tomorrow your company doesn't have automation? How do you automate it? What if automation fails? How do you still work manually and deliver the product? That is how you have to learn. So that is where first Linux, DevOps will be learning scratch way of learning. Then I'll drive to the Azure. Okay. So you'll get a good amount of knowledge in your DevOps. Okay. And then you'll be learning Azure. That is how it is. Okay. Learn manual way of working first and then automate that manual work. That is where your hands becomes free in your DevOps and Azure tools. Fine. Any more questions? Any more queries? Any more questions? Any more queries? Any more doubts?
So how long this course and what is the schedule?
2.5 months.
Are like weekdays and weekends or
Weekends only till Saturday. We say we don't take Sundays. Sunday
okay.
one day. It depends upon time zone. Again, if there are like US folks available, then like we'll be having till Saturday. Saturday,
So,
Sunday will not be there. Sunday is one day we exception. We don't keep.
so you mean weekdays 5 days
6 days.
plus Saturday or
Yeah, 5 days
only
plus
on
Saturday.
Saturday?
5 day plus Saturday. 6 days. Daily 1 hour. I'll not stretch much. Daily one hour.
Okay. Okay. So basically 6 days a week. Okay. Got it.
Yes.
So 2.5 months, probably we could start preparing resume and applying by mid of.
Yeah. 10 days I'll be keeping buffer because there'll be a
Okay.
public holidays. Okay.
Okay.
Uh, just a buffer in case some emergency or something like sometimes like some session is sometimes what happens like some recording doesn't happen that day. We need to repeat
Yeah.
it or some session like get delays because of some doubts or something, right? So there's some buffer of time we'll be keeping it.
Okay.
But
Understood. Thank
maximum will close in 2.5 months. But buffer we keep it additional buffer so that we can complete the syllabus. There's nothing left over. So whatever things are there, we'll close it as part of the syllabus.
you. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Any more questions? Any more queries? Okay. If no questions, then let's wind up. Okay. Because this is demo part, so I'm just keeping short. I can go for next 1 hour and then draw some diagrams and everything, but again, it will be too much for you. So slowly things will come. Okay. Daily 1 hour will be covering it here, and slowly will start your Linux administration. Okay? Okay, then, guys. Then, if no questions, I'm taking a pause. If any questions, I'll just wait for it. Still, you have any doubts, any questions, and etc. things, you can just this number. Okay, hope they'll call you. But still, you have a questions, you can just give a WhatsApp to this number. Okay? They will give you the details of the course outline, etc. things, the timings and everything. Okay, then. Thank you, guys. Have a good day. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.